What's going on, everyone? My name is Bino from Kendama Trick, and today I'll be teaching you how to do the trick Lunar. So Lunar is a pretty easy trick to learn once you understand a few things. So the first step is we're going to take your Ken and put it on the Tama. Take the big cup and put it right over the hole of your Tama and just get a balance. You want it to be where the bottom cup is facing upwards a little bit, but not too much. If you face it down too much, it'll drop. But just put it in a position where it stays and you can move around, up, down, and just get the feel for that first off. So once you're able to just sit there like this and move it up and down and around and understand how it's supposed to feel and how it's supposed to stay, then you're ready for the next step. So the next step in learning Lunar is you want to keep the big cup and small cup horizontal, not vertical. Keep them horizontal like this. And then you want to practice this a bunch of times. So when you release it, you want it to turn 90 degrees so you have the big cup facing you like that. And then just practice this a couple times so you can get the feel for it. It's not a push. It's more you letting go and just giving it a slight turn. And you'll get the hang of it and the feel for it as you practice it. But practice this a couple times just to get the feeling down of that, of being able to keep it horizontal and then turning it and getting it to a 90-degree angle. So after you got that down and you're able to turn it 90 degrees and get the release of the Ken, what you're going to want to understand is how to pull it up and to get it to be able to go to Lunar. So just like the airplane, if you pull it up, you basically want it to do a whole 180 turn from here. That's not the case with Lunar. So what you're going to want to do is just give it a simple pull where enough of the Ken is, when it's facing you, just enough of it's being pulled up so the base cup is on a slight angle so you can basically just get under and catch it, right? So practice this a couple times. You don't want to go full-fledged and flip it up like you're going to do an airplane. You want it just straight up, nice and easy like that. So practice this a couple times, get the feel for that. Just a simple little pull-up. You don't want to go too crazy with it like that. You're not going to be able to land it. That's more of an airplane. You just want a little bit less than the airplane. A big part of landing things is using your knees. So like that, once it's coming, I'm going under it to catch it. You want to use your knees a lot. But let's get into how to land this now. So you're holding your Tama. You want to be out of reach so your fingers aren't touching the big cup when it comes, like how I showed you in the beginning of the video. Just practice that, right? So all you're going to want to do is you're going to put everything into motion. A very important thing when landing Lunar is bending your knees. Getting under it, just eyeballing where everything's going to be, and then bend your knees with it to comfort the landing, right? Lunar took me probably like a week to learn, honestly. And you're not going to get it right away, so don't expect just after this video like, oh, I'm going to go land this. You might be able to do it, but it took me about a week. It's really not that hard of a trick. You just need to understand the balance of it. And when it's coming up, you know, just having that little tilt on the base, or on the base cup, so you know if you're like, if it's just like this, it's going to fall forward. You just got to have that little tilt to it when you're doing your pull-ups, so that it's just perfect, it's just even, because this is the whole point of a Lunar, you know? It's the balance, the distribution of balance, right? Once you understand all those things, like keeping it horizontal, pulling up 90 degrees, just basically getting up under it and maneuvering yourself so you have room for air to catch it, bending your knees, going with it, you're going to be good. You're going to be able to land it eventually. Everything will fall into place. You just need to practice it. This was just a little tips and tricks to help you be able to land Lunar or understand what Lunar is in the first place. Practice like this, just hold it. Say you're driving in a car and people are hitting bumps and stuff like that, or the road's not good, or their turns and stuff. Honestly, that was what helped me too. Just sit in the car and just hold it like this. Because you get the balance for it, you get the feel, you understand where it needs to be. And then just make sure you're doing 90-degree turn, big cups facing you, practice your pull-ups. Don't go too far towards an airplane. Don't go too less because you're not going to be able to balance it. You could even it out like that, but it just gets harder. You just want everything to be nice and smooth. And just simple like that. So if this helped you or you did enjoy the video, like, comment, and subscribe. Drop a comment down below and I'll do a tutorial if you guys have any other options or anything else you would like to see. But that was how to do the trick Lunar.